Are you truly in control, or are you merely responding to invisible forces? We often believe we navigate the world with autonomy, making choices based on our will. Yet, what if much of our behavior, our desires, our very sense of self is subtly orchestrated? What if we are, in many ways, puppets dancing to the strings of external manipulators? This is the question that has haunted philosophers and psychologists for centuries, and it is a question that Friedrich Nietzsche, with his radical insights into human nature, addressed with unparalleled clarity. Nietzsche's philosophy is not merely an academic pursuit. It is a powerful lens, a sharp instrument to dissect the hidden mechanisms of human interaction and power dynamics. It reveals the unseen puppet masters and the intricate strings they use to control us. Think of it like this: just as Carl Jung explored the shadow self, the hidden aspects of our psyche, Nietzsche illuminates the shadow of society. The shadow self contains the repressed, the denied, the parts of us we refuse to acknowledge. Similarly, the societal shadow encompasses the unexamined beliefs, the unspoken rules, and the manipulative forces that shape our thoughts and behaviors. We are often unaware of these forces, blindly accepting societal narratives as truths and falling prey to manipulation. The path to liberation begins with awareness. It demands a willingness to question everything, to challenge the narratives that have been ingrained in us since childhood. It requires a commitment to intellectual independence and a refusal to be swayed by the opinions of others. In this exploration, we will delve into 4 essential Nietzschean truths. These truths are not easy to confront. They challenge the very foundations of our beliefs and our understanding of the world, but they are essential. They are the keys to unlocking the chains of external manipulation. They offer a path to radical self-mastery and genuine freedom. We will explore how to identify the subtle tactics of those who seek to control you. We will discover how to cultivate an unshakable inner strength that renders you immune to their influence. We will learn to see through the illusions, the false promises, and the seductive narratives that keep us enslaved, and we will begin to forge our own path, a path of authentic self-expression and unwavering independence. Are you ready to begin? Let us now delve into the first of Nietzsche's essential truths, the will to power. Misunderstood and often maligned, the will to power is not merely a base lust for dominance. It is the fundamental drive that animates all life. It is the instinct for growth, for self-overcoming, for the expansion of one's influence. Every living thing strives to express its power, to assert itself, to become more. This striving can manifest in ethical and unethical ways. The manipulator seeks to exert power over others, while the individual striving for self-mastery seeks to exert power over themselves. Consider how the will to power is exploited in manipulative tactics. Gaslighting, for example, is a deliberate attempt to undermine another person's sense of reality, to make them question their own perceptions and sanity. Emotional blackmail preys on our vulnerabilities, using guilt, obligation, or fear to control our actions. These tactics are all expressions of the will to power, but they are used unethically at the expense of others. Think about your own life. Identify areas where you feel controlled, where you feel your autonomy is compromised. What are the underlying power dynamics at play? What manipulation tactics are being used? Are you being gaslighted, emotionally blackmailed, or subtly coerced? Nietzsche wrote, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." This is a profound statement about the power of purpose. When we have a clear sense of our own why, our own values, our own goals, we become less susceptible to external influence. Our internal compass guides us, and we become less easily swayed by the whims of others. Throughout history, we see the will to power manifested in various ways. Propaganda and political rhetoric often exploit the will to power to manipulate public opinion, to create divisions, and to control the masses. But we also see individuals who use their will to power for positive change. Leaders, artists, and innovators who challenge the status quo, who inspire others, and who strive to create a better world. The key, as Nietzsche suggests, is to harness your will to power ethically, to use it for self-overcoming and for the betterment of yourself and the world around you. Where do you find your why? Let's now turn to the second essential truth, master-slave morality. Nietzsche argued that Western morality is largely based on a slave morality, a system of values that prioritizes humility, pity, and guilt. This morality, he claimed, is a tool of control, a means by which the weak can dominate the strong. The slave, unable to directly challenge the master, inverts the master's values, labeling strength as evil and weakness as good. This resentment, this inversion of values, becomes a powerful weapon. Consider how this plays out in the world around us. The slave morality manifests in various social and psychological tactics. Guilt is a particularly potent weapon. It can be used to control behavior, to silence dissent, and to manipulate individuals into conforming to the expectations of others. Victimhood is another tactic, a way of gaining power by eliciting sympathy and obligation. Both of these tactics thrive on resentment. To begin breaking free from these chains, we must undertake a revaluation of values. This is a core Nietzschean concept, an exercise in self-examination. Question your existing moral framework. What values do you truly embrace? Are they your own, or have they been imposed upon you by others? Are you living in accordance with your own authentic values, or are you sacrificing your own desires and aspirations to please others? Look at how advertising, for instance, often exploits master-slave morality. It creates feelings of inadequacy, making us believe we are somehow lacking, and then offers a product as the solution. It preys on our insecurities, our fears, and our desires for acceptance. The chains of resentment are like invisible shackles. They bind us to a system of values that disempowers us. Breaking free requires a conscious rejection of externally imposed values. It requires a willingness to embrace your own strength, your own individuality, and your own authentic desires. It requires a commitment to self-overcoming. Are you willing to question the values that govern your life? Now, let us explore the third essential truth, perspectivism. Nietzsche argued that there is no single objective truth. All truths are interpretations shaped by individual perspectives, biases, and power dynamics. What we perceive as reality is, in fact, a construct, a narrative that serves certain interests. To understand human nature is to understand that all perspectives are partial, incomplete, and influenced by the lens through which we view the world. Manipulators understand this implicitly. They exploit the illusion of objective truth to control narratives and distort reality. They present their own perspective as the only valid one, suppressing alternative viewpoints and manufacturing consent. They use propaganda, misinformation, and selective storytelling to shape our understanding of events, to control our emotions, and to manipulate our behavior. To counter this, practice the multiple perspectives exercise. Choose a situation, a conflict, a news story, a personal relationship, and examine it from different viewpoints. Consider the perspectives of all the parties involved, even those you disagree with or dislike. What are their motivations? What are their biases? What are the power dynamics at play? By doing this, you can begin to uncover hidden biases and agendas. Consider how political spin and media bias manipulate public perception. They present a limited perspective, often omitting crucial information or framing events in a way that serves a particular agenda. They create an illusion of objectivity, even when their own biases are clear. Nietzsche famously wrote, "There are no facts, only interpretations." This is a call to critical thinking, to questioning all sources of information, and to recognizing that every narrative has a perspective. It is a call to intellectual independence, to a refusal to be swayed by the dominant narrative. It is the first step toward true freedom. Are you willing to embrace the complexity of truth? We now arrive at the fourth and final essential truth, eternal recurrence. Imagine that every moment of your life, with all its joys and sorrows, successes and failures, will repeat itself infinitely. Not just once, but an eternity of iterations. Would you embrace this fate, or would you be consumed by regret? This thought experiment, the eternal recurrence, is a profound challenge, forcing us to confront our values and the choices we make. It asks us, are we living a life we would gladly relive infinitely? The fear of eternal recurrence can be a tool of manipulation. It can be used to create a sense of urgency, to pressure us into making decisions we might later regret. It can be used to exploit our anxieties and insecurities, to make us believe we are running out of time, that we must seize every opportunity, regardless of the consequences. The antidote to this fear is amor fati, the love of fate. It is not passive resignation, but an active acceptance and embrace of all aspects of your life, the good and the bad, the joyful and the painful. It is the understanding that everything that has happened and everything that will happen is necessary and meaningful. How can you apply this? Use the eternal recurrence thought experiment to make difficult decisions. Ask yourself, if I had to relive this decision, this moment, an infinite number of times, would I still choose this path? Would I still feel this way? This can be a powerful guide, helping you to align your actions with your values and to live more authentically. Nietzsche saw amor fati as the key to unlocking a life of joy and freedom, even in the face of suffering. It is the ability to transform adversity into a source of strength, to find meaning in every experience, and to embrace the totality of existence. It is the ultimate act of self-mastery. Are you willing to embrace your fate? We now arrive at the final concept, the Bermensch. Often misunderstood, the Bermensch is not a superhuman, but a person who overcomes themselves. It is the individual who creates their own values, who takes full responsibility for their life, and who embraces the challenges of existence. The Bermensch is the antithesis of the easily manipulated. They are the embodiment of radical self-mastery. Contrast the Bermensch with those who are easily manipulated. The manipulated are often adrift, lacking a strong sense of self, and easily swayed by the opinions of others. They are driven by external validation, by the need to please, and by the fear of rejection. The Bermensch, on the other hand, is grounded in self-awareness, in a deep understanding of their own values, and in a commitment to self-overcoming. They are not afraid to be different, to challenge the status quo, or to forge their own path. To begin your journey toward becoming the Bermensch, try the Become Who You Are exercise. Identify your strengths, your values, and your passions. What are you truly good at? What do you truly care about? What gives your life meaning? Use these insights to create a unique identity, a self that is authentic and true. This is the foundation of self-mastery. Throughout history, we find individuals who embodied the Bermensch spirit. Artists, thinkers, and revolutionaries who defied societal norms and achieved extraordinary things. They were not afraid to challenge the established order, to question the status quo, or to pursue their own vision of the world. They understood that true freedom comes from within. The Bermensch is the architect of their own life, building a fortress of inner strength impervious to external manipulation. They are not immune to the challenges of existence, but they have the tools and the resilience to navigate them with courage and grace. They have embraced the four Nietzschean truths and transformed them into a way of being. The question is, will you join them? We have now journeyed through four essential Nietzschean truths, each a powerful weapon in the fight against external manipulation. We began with the will to power, recognizing the fundamental drive that shapes all of life and understanding how it can be used both ethically and unethically. We then explored master-slave morality, unmasking the chains of resentment and the manipulative tactics it enables. We then delved into perspectivism, learning to see through the illusion of objective truth and to question all narratives. Finally, we embraced eternal eternal recurrence, finding freedom in the love of fate. In Amor Fati, these truths, taken together, form a potent arsenal. They empower you to recognize the strings of manipulation, to resist the forces that seek to control you, and to claim your own sovereignty. But remember, the mastery of external manipulation begins with self-mastery. It is an inward journey, a process of self-discovery and self-overcoming. This journey echoes the work of Carl Jung and his concept of individuation. Just as Jung emphasized the importance of self-knowledge and the integration of the shadow self, Nietzsche calls us to confront the uncomfortable truths about human nature, to acknowledge our own vulnerabilities, and to embrace our own power. The path may be challenging, but the rewards are immeasurable. As Nietzsche wrote, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." Find your why, your purpose, your values, and let them be your guide. Let them be the foundation upon which you build your life. This is not merely an intellectual exercise. It is a call to action. Apply these principles in your life. Question your assumptions. Challenge the narratives that surround you. Embrace the discomfort of self-examination. Begin the journey of self-discovery and ethical power. Share your experiences in the comments below. What insights have you gained? What challenges have you faced? What steps are you taking to cultivate your own inner strength? If you found this exploration of Nietzschean philosophy valuable, subscribe to this channel for more in-depth explorations of these profound ideas. May you find the wisdom and the strength to live a life of authenticity, freedom, and unwavering independence. What will you do with your power?